Hello everybody, welcome to Ian's Bricks. I'm with my friend Duncan today, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we think are our top tips for the best sets to buy for Lego investing that are retiring this year. So these are the sets which are currently on the Lego retirement list. You can get this list from Brickhound and from Brick Fanatics. They have quite good lists. These lists can change, so all of the sets that we go through, they may not end up retiring at the end of this year, but at the moment they are on the list. And so what we've done is we've come up with a list of our personal choices of what we think are the best sets to get before they retire at the end of the year. We've got a few other things to chat about as well. Obviously, Duncan, you've been buying and going to shows and things for quite a while now. Obviously, you're buying quite a lot of sets and different kind of sets as well. Sort of is your choice sort of based on sets that you like, or just sets that you generally think will do quite well?
A bit of both. I think, yeah, I mean, as last year, don't take this as financial advice. I'm not an expert. But yes, I think I've gone a little bit with what I like. Okay. Not so much Star Wars as last time, because that is what rules my heart.
Yeah.
So I've tried to go with what I really think will make a little bit of money this year.
Okay.
But yeah, it's working out quite well.
Yeah, same as me. So these aren't particularly the sets that we think are going to be the best builds or anything like that, but from a sort of a retirement perspective and from an investing perspective, obviously with thoughts of selling these sets on at a future date, these are what we think could do quite well once they actually retire. Obviously there's hundreds and hundreds of Lego sets that are retiring by the end of this year. I think it's probably 300 plus. It's that sort of crazy amount. Yeah. So there's a lot of sets to choose from, but these are our top picks. I think Duncan's got a quick hello to say as well.
Big hello, special hello to Auntie Jan.
Hello Auntie Jan.
Looking forward to going on holiday with you this week.
So we've got that out of the way. Right, so let's jump in straight to it. So what we're going to do in reverse order what our top fives are. I'm going to start off number 5 is a brickhead and it is 40793, which is the Tom and Jerry brickhead. Duncan, what have you gone for?
I've gone for something you probably won't approve of. My number 5 is set 75682, and it's Alphabet and Galinda from Wicked.
Oh, okay. Is that sort of the largest set, is it, or the brickhead?
They're not brickheads, but they're larger.
Oh, okay. They're like just the figures. I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
Figures.
And they're retiring this year, are they?
Yeah, they're retiring this year.
Okay.
And
interesting.
I just thought with the new Wicked film coming out that one of the Wicked sets might be more in demand next year.
Yeah, because I know a lot of the Wicked sets have got like mini dolls, haven't they? Which I know a lot of people don't like. I don't like them particularly. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I have to say that is a set that's not really on my radar. It's not a set I've particularly looked at. Can you get it everywhere? Is it discounted at all, or
whether you can get it everywhere, I don't know. It's been discounted. It retails at $49.99, and you've been able to pick it up for £40.
Okay,
like, generally.
Yeah.
And it may be hit and miss. Like I said, I think there's 3 Wicked sets retiring.
Yeah.
And there's a new film coming out, and there's some new Wicked sets coming out.
Okay.
Generally means one of those 3 will probably do better than the other 2. So I'm going for these 2, since, like you said, there's no of these horrible minifigures.
Yeah, I suppose, with the mini dolls. So what do you think about my choice? Tom and Jerry brickheads? Think it's any good?
I think it's a good choice, the Tom and Jerry ones. I'm not the biggest fan of brickheads like you are. Again, probably because of the Star Wars side of things, where I've bought lots of the Endor ones, that type of things, and they haven't really worked out. So I'm not the biggest fan of brickhead investment, but I think they are great when you're doing the shows to fill your stall, give people something to buy for £10 to £20, that type of thing.
They're quite small as well.
And I think Tom and Jerry will do well.
I think so. So it's a choice for me between that and Dumbo. So Dumbo, very, very similar, 40792. That was a set that they were both Tom, Jerry and Dumbo were released in January of 2025. So very, very short shelf life. The Dumbo's $9.99, Tom and Jerry's $13.49. The reason why I went for Tom and Jerry over the Dumbo is because it's a double pack, even though it costs a little bit more money. I think there's you could probably, if a set does quite well, with a double pack, you'll be able to sell at a slightly higher profit than a single pack. So that's why I chose that. Still both very, very good sets. And it is a rather nice little set, Tom and Jerry. I have built it myself, and it is very, very good and sort of true to the actual original cartoon characters. Right, so we're going to jump straight into number 4 next. I think we'll get Duncan to do his number 4 first. What have you gone for?
Okay, this time I always think there's one Creator 3-in-1 that does well, and I really like the look of this, so it might not be everyone's choice, but it's set 31156, the Tropical Ukulele.
Okay, yeah, interesting.
Retails at $24.99. I think before on Argos maybe, or maybe on Amazon. It's
I've seen them on
£30.
Amazon before, and maybe you can certainly get them for under £20. I think if you look. Okay, interesting. So is there anything in particular that, because quite a few of the Creator 3-in-1 sets retiring this year? Is it just because it's a price point, the look of it? Is it just you've seen people buy it, or
I've seen a lot of people buying it. I think it's a good price point. I think if you can get it for £15 per set, or a couple for 30, you may well be able to double your money.
Okay.
I think it's a good.
It's certainly a bit of a
shelf
different
filler.
set, isn't it? I do like quite a lot of these newer Creator 3-in-1s. I know they've done a lot of animals and things like that, but things like the roller skate and all sorts of kind of weird and wonderful things, I just think they're just a bit different and a bit quirky, and I do quite like a lot of them myself as well. The one I've gone for a biggie, and this is set number 10297. It's the Boutique Hotel. So this is a set that normally retails at £199.99 here in the UK. You can only buy it from John Lewis and from Lego stores, of course. And the reason I've gone for this, I think out of the two sets that are retiring, you've got that and the Jazz Club. I think that is the better looking. It's got a little bit more to it than the Jazz Club, although saying that, the Jazz Club has been on shelves for a shorter amount of time, so you have to sort of weigh that up with a pinch of salt. But I certainly like the modular buildings. I've always been a fan of the modular buildings. I think that could do quite well. After a couple of years, certainly I don't think it's going to be an instant hit, that one, but simply because I think recently, I know I bought some from John Lewis at £135 each, so obviously I've managed to get those for a lot less than the recommended retail price. Is that a set you bought many of, or?
Up until this week I hadn't, but also John Lewis.
You've got some John Lewis
I've
ones
had
as well.
Four this week, so I've got four.
So you've got four as well. And did all the boxes come in good condition?
Yes, they did.
Excellent, because
yes.
I know some people sometimes have issues with John Lewis. Okay, so what's your general feel about the modular buildings as an investment thing?
I think they look great. I think again, as long as you're not expecting, I know like you've had in the past the greengrocers that you made.
You're not going to get
that's not going to happen anymore.
No.
More people are doing this. More people are investing. My opinion is if you can make 50%, you're doing a good job. So if you can pick them up for £200 for 135 or 150 even, then you're likely to maybe sell them for 250 in the future, potentially. So
very good. On to number 3. I'll go with mine first of all. I've gone for 76285, which is the Marvel Spider-Man mask. This is a set you can buy at £60 at the moment from Lego. I think you can get them from Very as well. Very, very rarely discounted, this set, so that's why I've gone for that. Duncan, what have you gone for?
Well, I haven't gone for that, but firstly, you're going to be upset because they did sell them on Very for £45 at one point early in their life, and I got 10 of them when they did. So I've been watching Ian get them at £60 a time and quietly thinking.
But they've never been reduced since, have they? It's really
it was just the once. It was almost as soon as they came out.
And again,
it was like one of these Very bank holiday deals.
And for me, that would have been a bit too early, not knowing when it was going to retire. Again, you've hung on to those probably for another year now, so you've been hanging on to them for quite a while. So you like them. So you bought a few of those yourself, then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my number 3 is heavily influenced by you in your videos. It is set 77072 and it's Peely Bone.
Ah, interesting.
So they retail at $89.99 and they've only been out since October 23.
Okay.
I think, like Ian says on his videos, if you watch, it looks like a really nice set. Apparently a really nice build. And they've been readily available around about £60.
Yeah, 67 I think is the going rate. You can probably get them a little bit cheaper. I know John Lewis had a thing where you could get them for 67 then get another £10 off, so you could get them for 57. I've been picking up quite a few of these. I like these. And so much so that what we'll do is we'll jump straight. That is my number 2. So that is actually my number 2 on my list, is the Peely Bone. So Duncan's got it at 3, I've got it at number 2. So they're normally, I think, are they £90. So they are quite expensive at £90, but they're quite big sets, and I just like how they look. I'm very tempted to build one. This is one of the sets I really am very, very tempted to build, so I don't blame you for putting it on your list. Have you managed to pick up a few of those so far, or?
Probably not as many as you've been letting on that you're picking up. I think I've probably got about 6.
I think I've got about 10 now, so it's not. I've not gone mega crazy, but I think they could do very, very well. And again, very short shelf life. I think they were only released in October of 24, so that's just a year and 4 months. That's not very long. So, but they are readily available in most places. So I know you can get them from on Amazon. I can't remember where I picked some of these up from over time. Probably Argos do with them as well. I can't remember. That's interesting that your number 3 is the same as my number 2.
Yeah.
So we've talked about. So we'll go back to the Spider-Man mask as well, which is my number 3. Obviously, again, that is a set that is quite hard to get in numbers. At the moment, I think you can only buy 3 on Lego.com. So every time I go into a Lego store, that's why I've been buying them quite often. And of course, when there's been a promo or a gift with purchase or double insider points. So yes, I bought a lot of my Spider-Man masks for full price. However, I've managed to get extra things with them as well. Whereas you probably are not buying any more because you got the 10 from last year.
I probably won't buy any more unless they go on sale. If they go on sale again for any reason beforehand, I think if you're not a very customer already, brand new customers on their first order get 20% off.
Okay, that's not
so
bad.
you can get them for 48 if you want to buy some in bulk.
Okay, fair enough.
So.
Not bad. Okay, so we've done my number 2, which is Peelybone, which was your number 3. So what's your number 2?
My number 2 is something I've pushed you in the direction of hopefully a little bit recently, and it's my Star Wars influence coming out again. It's set 75383, and it's Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator.
Okay, so remind me which one that is again. What's Sith Infiltrator? I can't think which one that is.
It's Darth Maul's ship, basically.
Oh, right, okay.
But it comes with a Saw Gerrera figure, which is a minifigure that's fairly sought after.
Is that one of the 25 years and they've got the special minifig? Got it. Okay,
and it's already retailing or fetching on eBay most of the price of the set.
Okay, fair enough.
So the set retails for $59.99. I've not seen this on sale very often anywhere.
Is it available anywhere else outside of Lego? Or
I think it's available in Smith's.
Okay, yeah, that would ring true because Smiths are very, very tight with their discounts, so they don't do them very often.
So I think I picked some up at $54.99, just a £5 discount at some point.
Better than nothing.
But I am on the lookout if there are any more discounted, and maybe even some at full price if I need to make up for a nice gift with purchase or something.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I actually haven't gone for any Star Wars sets in my top 5 at all this time because I think previously I've always gone for a lot of Star Wars sets, but I think the Star Wars theme in general from Lego has gone a bit flat from an investment point of view. I think just because there are so many sets and they're also duplicating a lot of sets. A lot of the sets are also coming from a lot of the spin-off TV series. Maybe they just aren't quite as popular as some of the older films and things like that. So who knows why it is, but certainly I'm finding that Star Wars sets will still do okay over time, but I think a sort of that instant hit where you're going to make quite a lot of money quickly, very, very few and far between. I think there's still going to be 1 or 2 sets that do that in Star Wars, but generally I think it has gone a little bit flatter, certainly over the last year or two. I don't know how you feel about that. Do you think that's happened? Or
absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I think it's just the fact is I can already see that this minifigure within this set, and it's a fairly smaller price set at the moment, it may well, my feeling is that it may well double in money over a few years.
All right, fair enough. Right, so number 1s then. Shall I go first, or let you go first this time? What's your number 1 set to get then?
My number 1 set this year is based on like the typewriter and things like that, iconic things that happened last year, and they seem to go really well. So I'm actually going for the Ideas 21347 red telephone box.
Okay, interesting.
Now I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I don't build Lego, but if I did, I would have one of these on the sideboard. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
It's not been reduced much, I don't think. I
No,
think it's $99.99.
Is that again from Very, is it? Or,
Yeah.
So again, they're a bit tight with their discounts. I don't disagree. It's not in my top 5. However, it was one of those sets I was possibly thinking about. I'd say that was probably in my top 20. But interesting that you've gone for that.
And I feel like, again, it's the right price point to go up by 50%. I feel like a £100 set easily could be selling for $150.
Yeah, definitely.
Once you get too big, it's a bit more difficult to catch that market of,
I think what's interesting, obviously we're based in the UK, so the red telephone box to us is something that we, I suppose, grew up with as kids. There was always red telephone boxes everywhere. You can still see 1 or 2 of them around, but a lot of them now aren't telephone boxes. They've been turned into like little local libraries and bookstores and charity things like that, or even they have defibrillators in them, don't they? All sorts of things that get used for these days. So they are obviously very, very iconic to the UK. But I know when I've been in London, I was in London, I think, last year, and near the embankment, near the Westminster, they have a couple of telephone boxes next to the embankment. I think I was waiting for a boat trip, and I was just kind of watching, and the amount of tourists that were going into these red telephone boxes to have their photos taken. tourists really like telephone boxes. I think they are such an iconic thing. So even though it's sort of a set which is sort of very would you'd think appeal to the UK, I think there is such a well-known thing that it is possibly a set that will do quite well in a lot of places as well, and it does look really, really good as well.
I've not seen anything like it before. I don't know.
No, it's unusual, and again, I think you can put your phone in there as well, can't you, as a phone stand if you really want to do that. I'm not sure that people would, but I have to say I don't disagree. It is a set I bought quite a few of, and again, very, very difficult to get them at a discounted rate. So I think that's a good call for number one. My number one, I've gone for another big set, and it is another idea set, 21344, the Orient Express. The reason I've gone for this is because traditionally trains do very, very well with Lego. It's a great looking set. Yes, it's £260, so it's a big set. However, I know that things like the Emerald Night Express before, the Santa Fe trains, all of these trains in the past from 10-15 years ago, they go for crazy money these days. I don't think the Orient Express is quite going to do that, certainly not straight away, but I definitely think it's just such an iconic thing, a nice looking set. I think it is a set that people could go for. And again, because it's such an expensive set, you're not going to get many people hoarding loads of them. I'm sure there's one or two investors which have got loads of money and bought loads of them. I think I've probably bought 3 or 4 of them, so I haven't been able to buy that many just because they're so expensive to start with. Your thoughts on the Orient Express?
I agree with you. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a lovely set. Like you say, trains really sought after all the time. I think the reason why I haven't included any big sets like that is the storage and the actual cost, and then finding the buyers for them in the long term.
And that can be a problem sometimes. Yeah, some of these big sets, they look great, but people are people prepared, even if they're going for £300-400 on eBay, is someone prepared to pay that at a show? So you will always take a little bit longer to sell some of these larger sets, especially at shows, which is how we sell Lego. I suppose you could always sell them on eBay or other formats if you wanted to do that. But we generally go to shows. But yeah, I just think it's such a great looking set. It really does look very, very good, and for me, it's just sort of got winner written all over it. So,
agreed.
There we go. That is our top 5. What we'll do next is we'll go into just sort of one more as an extra thing. We're going to talk about a Dark Horse set. So what I mean by this is it's probably a set that people maybe aren't that aware of. Maybe they don't know that it's retiring. Maybe it's not that much talked about. And the set that I've gone for my Dark Horse, which is retiring this year, is 40650, which is the Land Rover Classic Defender, the little small creator one, which is £13.49. You can buy these from Lego stores and Lego.com, but I think that's the only place you can get them. You can order up to 10, I think, from Lego.com. I've been picking quite a few of these up because it's a nice little bit. I've got it in here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think it's probably further down, but I have built it myself. Very, very nice little set, and I just think it's a set that people aren't that aware of. It is only a 6 wide car, so nowadays, if you've read, for example, Speed Champions, they're 8 wide, so it doesn't quite fit in with the Speed Champions range. However, I just think there's something about it. There's something I quite like. I liked the build when it first came out. It looks great, and it's a small, cheap price. And again, one of those sets I don't think people are that aware of because it's only available in Lego stores. So, and there's such a small set. If you're in the Lego store, it sort of always gets shoved on a little shelf somewhere out the way, and maybe just people aren't aware that that is a set that's retiring. Have you gone for Dark Horse set as well?
Well, you're going to shout at me, but I've got a backup as a Dark Horse set if it has to be a set. But my Dark Horse are the new Nike Air Max trainers, and they are Lego. If I'm allowed to include trainers,
well, should we let Duncan let train? Yeah, let's let you get the trainers in.
They're not retiring, but they are sold out on the Lego site. You can buy them on the Nike site still at the moment, but I think they will be a big thing. They are a big thing, and I think, being Nike trainers, Air Max trainers, and branded to Lego, I don't think they'll remake them again.
So you can't actually buy these from Lego.com, and I think they're only available in children's sizes. Is that right?
Sort of I think up to
3 to 6,
7,
isn't it?
7,
okay.
Yeah.
I know nothing about trainers, so I know Duncan's told me about these, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. Yes, they could do quite well, but yeah, am I going to buy some trainers? I don't know. I've not been tempted just yet, but you bought quite a few, haven't you?
I have got. I've got quite a few. Yeah.
And even though they're not classed as retiring, the fact are the things like that probably have quite a limited availability. They're not going to make them forever, are they? Especially with trainers.
No, I think on the 1st of September they're actually bringing out some Nike Dunks, so Lego ones.
Okay.
So they're white and look more like a minifigure.
Okay.
And I think kind of the two will go hand in hand, and they might both worth be.
So you heard it here first. Nike trainers with the Lego logo on them. They're yellow, aren't they? Kind of yellow.
They're yellow, and the new ones coming out on the 1st this month are white.
Okay, interesting. Did you have a Lego set as well as a backup?
I did, and it's very similar reasons to yours. Only available, I think, in the Lego store. And I don't know the set number, but Ian will insert it here somewhere.
Down there.
It's the little suitcase, the little yellow suitcase.
Oh, that's not retiring anymore.
Okay.
So that was on the retirement list. So it is a set that I saw, and it was on the retirement list straight away. And I bought it again. It's a really nice, cute little set, but they did push that one back, unfortunately, so that isn't retiring anymore. But again, similar thing, only available from Lego stores, a little bit quirky, small, sort of tucked away on shelves and things. So that's maybe one for the future, definitely. Again, I bought a couple of them before they sort of appeared suddenly on the retirement list, so it's a little bit annoying that happened. But this is what happens sometimes when you're buying Lego for investment, is Lego will change their minds at the last minute and change the dates on things like that.
We'll stick with the trainers then.
Stick with the trainers. So we've talked about the sets that we think are going to do well after they retire, and obviously as Lego investors we buy quite a lot of Lego. So the next thing I want to talk about is which set I bought most of, and I did have to sort of rack my brains really. I haven't got all my statistics up to date yet. I've been buying quite a lot of things. I bought a lot of Spider-Man masks. I bought a lot of those classic Defenders, the little small ones. But I think the one that I've got most of at the moment is 77070, which is the Der Burger from Fortnite. I've got at least 16 of them that I can remember buying. And this is a set that was only released in October of 2024, retiring at the end of 25. Short shelf life. They are $12.99 each normally. They're quite regular on Amazon, less than £10, and then you can get an extra 5% off if you buy 4 or more. I've managed to pick up quite a lot of them for free because I've been using a lot of my Amazon vouchers and cashback, turn them into Amazon vouchers, and they're just kind of a nice little set to get if there's nothing else sort of on offer or any deals and things. I will go for the Der Burger. So that's why I bought quite a few of them. I just think they're nice little sets, they're quite cheap, and they're the kind of things that I'm just trying to sort of stock up on really.
Yeah, I've been flipping a few of them as stall fillers straight away. I think I got some for similar price, and I think they're already selling for £14.
Yeah, okay, so that shows you. Yeah,
just to have something a bit cheaper on the stall again, and I couldn't find any cheap sets.
No,
to take,
fair enough. No, so they're already selling quite well. So yeah, keep an eye on those ones. Again, didn't quite make my top 5, but it's probably number 6 if I'm honest. But yeah, I've got a lot of those. What have you got quite a lot of?
Well, I've definitely got 10 Spider-Man masks.
Okay.
So that could probably be the top Lego set I've got the most of. But the most I've got the most of is the trainers. So if I can stick with the trainers, I've got 20 pairs of trainers.
20 pairs? You're not an octopus, are you? A millipede?
I really do think that they're going to do well.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And
I just don't feel as I know enough about trainers to be able to sort of want to do that. But I'm sure you'll be able to take them to shows and things like that, and people will buy them. Oh, interested. I'm going to be very interested to see how those do over a sort of a long period, really, when Duncan goes to shows and things, how these trainers do, because I'll probably kick myself for not buying any, but they could potentially do quite well because there is a big market out there for that kind of thing. Finally, before we go, we're going to talk about sets to avoid. So these are sets which we just say at whatever price, even if they're heavily, heavily discounted, just don't buy them because they're going to be terrible. So do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'm probably going to upset a lot of viewers, and it's going to be all of the Formula One Speed Champions.
Oh, interesting.
I really think they've just been flooded the market, and those that love Formula One may have already got them at their price point. And I do think a lot of Speed Champions, a bit like the Brickheads, don't really do too much.
So as far as I'm aware, there is only one of the Formula One Speed Champions that's retiring this year, which is the Kick Sauber, I think, the green one.
Yes.
And I think that's only because that Formula One team, and I don't know that much about Formula One, but they're going to cease to exist from this year. So that's why I think they're getting rid of this one. Okay. Now I quite like those sets. I haven't bought many of them yet, simply because the rest of them aren't retiring. I probably slightly disagree on that, because I think Formula One is such a popular thing And I think whenever these sets do eventually retire, they could do very, very well. And they're quite nice, sturdy boxes as well. A lot of Speed Champions come in really horrible, flimsy boxes, and those do come in quite nice boxes. Not quite sure though how the Kick Sauber's going to do, so that might be one that doesn't do very, very well. But you're avoiding them at the moment just because everybody else is buying them as well, yeah?
Yeah, I'm avoiding them.
That makes sense.
I just think there is space, and there's other things that you can invest in my opinion, at that price point, like the Der Burger.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a bit different and can make you a bit of money.
Okay, fair enough. So I've gone for two slightly larger sets, and the reason I've gone for two is because I just could not decide which one was worse. I've gone for 10391 Over the Moon Pharrell Williams. That was released in September 24. It's £95. It's awful, the set. I saw the film, that was awful. So yeah, that is a set that I'm just avoiding. I just can't see why anybody would want this. Now again, of course, you could have the double-edged sword with something like this. It's a set that nobody buys, and then maybe in a year or two's time that the set might be actually worth something. But I just don't think anybody ever asked for that set, and it's just an odd set. You've got like loads of minifigure heads, and then you've sort of got this rocket, and it's just, what's it all about? And I just don't get it. I never got it when it first came out. I can see why they're retiring at the end of this year, because I don't think anybody's bought it. I would hope that Lego haven't made too many of them, so probably there won't be a glut available on shelves. I think it has already been discounted on lego.com. It's that awful. At the moment it's full price, but I don't know why anyone would want to spend £95 on that. If you have bought that set, I do apologise, but I just don't like it. And the other set I've gone for is a similar kind of vein, is 41838, the Travel Moments. Again, I just don't get what this set is all about. You've sort of got this map of the world, which is quite good. I get the idea, you're supposed to put little pins on the map as to where you've been on the world, but it's £130 for this. You have a plane that sits on top. The body of the plane looks good. The front of the plane looks awful. It looks like it's crashed. Again, the set is just, I don't know what it's trying to be. I know it was a set, I think, that it was inspired by, there was some people on Lego Masters, the sort of design challenge show that's on TV, and they sort of created a similar thing, and it's kind of a homage to that. But I just don't get it. I don't know who's buying it. I don't even know whether you know the set. Do you? Probably not even seen it.
I've seen it.
It's just, I mean, just the plane on it's so awful. I mean, it has got a nice body on it on the plane, but the front of it is just all crushed in, and it just doesn't work. And even then, the map itself is so small. I was sort of looking at it the other day, and I know the UK has sort of got a three-piece tile on there, and then you've got Ireland, which has got like a little dot, and it just doesn't work if you're looking at the map sort of close up. And then some of the countries just look very, very odd. And I was looking for the Philippines, and I couldn't even find them. It's just sort of over there, just north of Australia. But there's like one dot on there for the Philippines. I mean, yeah. So I just didn't like the execution of that. I just think it's very, very odd. And again, it's a set that's still at full price at the moment. I think it has been reduced on lego.com, but yeah, just two sets that I just don't get, and why would anybody want to buy them? So have you bought these? Have you bought either of those sets to build? Do you think they'll do well? Let me know in the comments, because I'd be surprised if many people have. Again, probably going to be wrong on both of those, and they'll probably be like, oh, nobody bought any of those sets, and suddenly they're all suddenly popular, but I don't know. I just don't like either of them, so that's just my opinion on those.
I have none of either of them, by the way.
No, fair enough.
I think it would have to be heavily discounted for me to think about.
I think even at 50%, I wouldn't be tempted.
No.
It's a bit like last year. There was a BTS set, I think, and even that, it was reduced at one stage. I just thought, nah, that's not going to do very well. So
Agreed.
Anyway, so they are our hints and tips for our top 5 retiring sets, our dark horses, our most bought, and our sets to avoid as well. Let us know in the comments who you think has got the best top 5, whether it's me or whether it's Duncan. We'll have to wait and see. And let us know if there's any other sets on there that we didn't do. Now, obviously, there's 300 sets, and there's probably quite a lot of sets that we didn't quite cover. There was a few sets which are just outside my top 5, which I haven't included. So let me know which set you think will do the best as well in the comments. But that is pretty much it from us for now. We'll probably go back to this video in a year or so's time to see how our predictions have gone. But I think from us now, that's pretty much it, isn't it?
It's goodbye from him.
Yeah, goodbye from him as well. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.